Well, good morning. It's July 2026. It's Friday. The market's about to open, and I want to share with you a bunch of new ZenBot scanner features I've been working on that you're really going to like. I want to talk to you today about some system updates. We have 10 times faster charts, faster updates, mobile alerts, real-time alerts, live market commentary, a bunch of new scans like the halted scan, new gap scans, pullback scanners, and the big new feature, which is multiple time frames, which lets you look at any indicator across everything from the minute chart all the way up through daily and weekly charts. And so with that, we're going to build a ready to breakout scan together to show you how all this new stuff works together. So let's get right into it. Very first thing I want to talk about is the alerts that have been added. So if you've been using ZenBot for a while, you know that you can add alerts on any scan. If you come down to a scan and click on the alerts, you can turn on alerts for any scan. And those alerts will be monitored live and will pop into your alert screen. So what's new is you have the ability now to set these alerts up for mobile. So right now you can come into alert settings and connect ZenBot to Telegram or Discord webhook, and you'll get those alerts live right away. The other big feature is these alerts now work whether you're at ZenBot or not. So they're always monitoring. When you log in to ZenBot in the morning, you'll have alerts from overnight, and it works really, really great. So brand new alert features, check it out. The next thing is the live commentary. And you've probably seen this guy pop up here during the trading day. And this is ZenBot giving you observations about the market. So as the market moves up or down or reaches certain resistance levels, breakout levels, ZenBot will give you alerts and help you understand where the market's going to go. It's based on the ES Mini futures contract that pretty much tracks SPY, and it alerts you every 20 minutes or so throughout the trading day. So let me know how that works for you. I'm pretty excited. I use it myself quite a lot. I find this intelligence to be very, very smart. It's watching over futures contracts, gold, oil, market news, and things like that. So it's kind of exciting. I think it's the future of trading. It's wonderful. Next thing are some chart updates. You've probably seen these pop in the last couple of weeks or couple months. Over here, you'll notice we have targets and Zen trend and key bars. These indicators can be turned on or off. Let's go through them really quick. So the first one is the targets, price targets. We'll come down here to the daily chart, and for almost every stock that has options, you'll see these horizontal support and resistance levels where the calls and puts start to stack up. And what this means is if the stock is more bullish, you'll have more calls than puts. If it's more bearish, you'll have more puts than calls. You can see that call ratio right here. And then the price targets right here will show you on the screen, on the chart, various levels where the price will likely respond. And so you'll get nice bounces off of heavy call walls. There's some alerts popping in at market open. You'll have some resistance at put levels, and it really helps you see where price is likely going on a chart. Next, it's the Zen Trend indicator. This is our proprietary market predictive indicator based on channels, and that can be turned on or off with this button. And if you zoom in, you'll kind of see breakouts before they happen down here. The red line, as that trends upwards, indicates a trend's about to start. And the last thing to show you here are the key bars. And key bars are something that show you stock movement on a recent candle. So a candle that has a lot of volume, that's big, will be highlighted. Bullish is light green, bearish is yellow. And based on that, you can see at a glance, big movement. So here we have market open with NVIDIA, and you notice this really large key bar off the open. If you see one of those midday, it's a pretty big move. And a key bar is something you can scan for in the new filter and scan settings as well. So lots of good options there for you on the chart. Now let's talk about new scans. If you've logged in, you've probably noticed the scans have moved around quite a bit. So the scans are now organized by category. We've got the top scans, movers, news and earnings, gaps, trends, and pullbacks. And so I'm trying to put the scans that are most useful to you right up front. And pretty exciting new scan. So I have a new halt scan. In real time, this will watch over the NASDAQ and look at halts on the stock exchange. And if a stock is halted or resumes from a halt, you'll now see that here in these two scans. And this is a nice one to set up an alert on to receive that notification, maybe even mobile, the moment that a halt occurs. Pretty good opportunity for some trading after a halt. Also here we have a new in-play scan, which shows you stocks that are moving on news, that have likely gapped up, have extremely high volume, and have good trading potential. So I would look at the in-play scan right off the bat. Of course, we have some of our more familiar trending now scans, ready to trend, things like that. Also down here, notice we have the new gap scan area. And ZenBot's kind of famous for letting you trade the gap. When a price gaps up or gaps down on the daily level, it forms a pretty cool trading opportunity. Notice down here on the meta chart for today, the stock is trading through a gap on the daily. That price is bouncing up and filling the gap. And of course, if you look at our old gap fill scan right here, you'll see Meta well, it filled that gap, so it's probably not there now. But you see some other stocks that are filling the gap quite well. So we have Reddit right here, and Reddit is in this gap on the daily chart and is just about to fill it. So a pretty cool scanner showing you movement there. Also pretty popular here is Gap and Go. These are stocks that have gapped up overnight and are running. So Gap and Go. Gap Fade are gaps that have gapped up, but are potentially fading back into that gap. So it might be a short opportunity. And gap fill, we just talked about. So pretty interesting gaps. And then we have some new trend scans as well. Coiled Spring are stocks that are potentially building up some momentum. They're consolidating, but they potentially could break out. They have rising volume. We see PLNT right here is consolidating on a daily, but there's increasing volume. And so watch for a breakout. So some nice new scans to explore. Pretty excited about those. Okay, now the big thing. ZenBot supports multiple time frames. And so up until this point, most of the ZenBot scans have been based on the daily chart or the 5-minute chart. But now ZenBot is aware of the 15-minute, the hour, the 2-hour, the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the 1-minute chart all at the same time. And so what that means is things like a momentum scan can show you a stock that is moving bullishly on the 15-minute time frame and is maybe pulling back on the 5-minute or 1-minute, giving you an entry opportunity. Very exciting. Helps you understand what's moving and trading right now. And so I want to show you how to use multiple time frames to build up a ready to break out scan. So let's take a look. If you haven't built a custom scan before, this is a really nice opportunity to see how it's done. You build a scan right here with this build scan button. I've got one already going here, ready to break out. And we'll edit the scan. So over here, we'll edit that scan. And our ready to break out scan window opens. So first thing to note is that I've reorganized the parameters, the filters here by category. Makes it easy for you to see what you can tweak and scan by. Fundamentals, relative strength and volume, trend and momentum, moving averages, volatility, price levels, patterns. And all of these filters can now be selected and scanned on any time frame that you want. So let's build our ready to breakout scan. And we'll start by setting some basic parameters down here. Minimum price, $5, makes sense. Now, relative strength, this is a key one. So for a ready to breakout type stock, there has to be some momentum and strength on the higher time frames, 15-minute, 1 hour. And then that price has to be potentially pulling back or consolidating on the 5-minute chart so you can see that and get in early. So for the relative strength, we're going to select the 15-minute relative strength versus SPY. So what we can do is click Add Time Frame, and notice how you can here select any time frame you want for that indicator. And so I've already selected 15-minute time frame. We want that stock to be maybe 1.25x the relative strength of SPY, so that stock is outperforming SPY on a 15-minute level. We'll come down here to momentum, and we're going to find a stock that has a strong LSRI trend on the 15-minute chart. So I've selected 15-minute chart. Again, I could also go in here and say I also want to see some strong momentum on the hourly chart as well. Okay. Now, one more thing I want stocks that are strong against SPY, that are trending on the higher time frames, but consolidating on the 5-minute, ready to break out. And so here I can go into my chart patterns filters and select consolidating on the 5-minute chart. All right, great. Now if I hit save, I'll see my results. And what I have here are stocks that are consolidating on the 5-minute chart, but breaking out on the higher time frames. So here's a good example, NTGR. On the daily chart, we see it breaking out. On the 5-minute chart, we see it consolidating. So potentially a trade right there. Now, a lot of times you're wondering, why is my scan not bringing up results? Or why am I getting too many results? I have a new feature, Explain Results. If you look right here in the filter area, Explain Results will show you what makes up that scan. So it explains that there are 6,600 tickers available in the ZenBot universe. Of those, 723 are consolidating on the 5-minute chart. There are 550 that are $5 or more. There are 100 of those that are strong relative to SPY, and 48 of those are trending. And that's what you see here, the 48 results. So a really nice way to understand why your scan works the way it does. Okay, something else you can do. You can use multiple time frames and add columns to your scan results based on those time frames. So one example here is adding a Zen trend bullish column. So I'm going to do a filter for Zen trend. And again, Zen trend is my unique scanner or indicator that looks at the potential bullish trend move of a scan of a stock. And I'm going to add a Zen trend 15-minute indicator to my chart. I'll add that. And now we have this column over here showing Zen trend bullish breakout on the 15-minute. And so I could add that for any time frame. And so again, you have the ability here to add custom columns for almost any indicator on any time frame to build a really, really powerful scan result. So that's pretty much it for today. I wanted to recap for you the new alerts, the live market commentary, the massive updates to chart speed and indicators, the new scans, again, the halt scans, momentum scans, the gap scanners, some of the pullback scanners. And then just a reminder that if you haven't yet checked out ZenBot Turbo, ZenBot Turbo is the live data plan that supports ZenBot Scanner, supports the project, and it gives you access to live charts, live scans every single minute, as well as mobile alerts. So the Telegram and Discord add-ons are ZenBot Turbo features. So again, thank you very, very much for your use of ZenBot Scanner, all the feedback, support, and checking out ZenBot Turbo. And I'll be back with you guys hopefully in another month or two with some more new features.